We got 2 weeks till Christmas. Did you guys get your shopping done for your family members and friends that love whiskey? No? Well, do not worry. I got you covered today. I got a bunch of ideas for you to get your people in your lives that enjoy whiskey or are dabbling into whiskey. I got stuff for all enthusiast levels and budgets. So grab some cocoa, maybe some bourbon cream. Get into this list. So starting off with whiskey. I got a bunch of recs today that are all $80 and under and suit a wider range of flavor profiles so you can be sure the person you buy this for will enjoy it. First up, Highland Park 12. It is a 43% Highland whiskey. If you're really lucky, it's gonna be like 40 bucks. If you're unlucky, you might have to pay upwards of 60, but I swear to you, this is very worth it. A super awesome 12-year-old Highland Scotch, low ABV, a great flavor profile. And if your friend or person in your family you know likes Scotch, this is a great one to get. You never want to buy them whiskey you're not sure if they'll like, but I promise you, if they like malts, they'll like the Highland Park. And again, $65 and under, and the best price you'll find it for is around 40 bucks. Next up, an unpeated Islay from Bruichladdich, the classic laddie. Man, this thing is 100 proof. It is fantastic. This has a much sweeter profile to me than the Highland Park 12, but it's gonna be around that $70 to $75 mark, just depending on your store. But again, if that person in your life enjoys malts, they will love this. Bruichladdich makes one of the best distillates in Scotland, and that is just a great unpeated option that I cannot get enough of. And finally, if they like peat, which means if they like smoky scotches, then here's another Bruichladdich they're sure to like. This is a heavily peated Islay, 100 proof, 50% alcohol, 10 years old, made by, again, Bruichladdich. It is 45 ppms for this, and my goodness, a great peated option. I think personally it's better than Ardbeg 10, and it also holds up against Laphroaig 10 as well. But if you know if that person in your life likes smoky whiskeys, they're gonna absolutely be sure to like this one. Now, that one might get upwards of $80, but you should be able to find it between that $70 to $80 mark, again, depending on your store. But those are good 3 scotches that I think that are great little sippers if they like malts. Penelope Architect, 104 proof, 52% alcohol, bourbon finished in French oak staves. My goodness, one of the best values out there right now. French oak, gonna give you like some nice creamy vanilla notes, very smooth, very sweet. This guy is gonna be about $65. Do not pay more than $70. That, again, is one of the best values on the shelf right now in the bourbon world. Again, my opinion. If you're lucky enough to find a barrel pick, you're gonna have a little higher proof. So it'll be about 55% alcohol, 110 proof. If you know that your person you're buying this for likes extra proof, Total Wine & More will absolutely have a pick. So will Specs, and in fact, most stores across the country. But again, I really enjoy that bottle. It's very good. That's my second one, and I have not been disappointed. Next up, a 10-year bourbon, Henry McKenna single barrel bottled in bond, 100 proof. Yes, it's a little allocated, but I've been seeing them a lot more lately. And when you do find one, it's like 65, 70 bucks. That is a great value. I really, really do enjoy that bottle. I've seen a lot more, and because I'm in Maryland, if I see a lot more, I think most places in the States are gonna see more as well, because Maryland distribution kind of blows. But 10-year bourbon for 70 bucks and under, sign me up. Great profile for that price. Take notes, Mictors. Okay, another Penelope. This is the toasted rye. This is a heavy toast, 100 proof. This kind of has a little bit of that markup price point, but it shouldn't be higher than 80. I would hope so. I did not buy this for 80 bucks, so I'm gonna go off my experience. So if you know a person you're gonna buy this for likes rye, I think they'll enjoy that a lot. Being a toasted barrel, it's gonna mix in a lot of that oak influence with that rye spice already, and it's just gonna be great, especially for the winter months. It is a really nice, thicker whiskey, great mouthfeel, not super expensive, and also just not overbearing with some of that rye. It's not quite like a 135 proof Jack Daniel's single barrel proof rye, but it is high enough, being 100 proof, that it does really have that nice warm up factor when you sip it. So those are the 6 whiskeys that I think are just great for 80 bucks and under. Well, okay, you bought the whiskey, but now you have to get something to go with it to drink it, don't you? Yep. So I'm gonna go through a couple of glass styles that I like or that I think are just great little gifts. Now, I like looking a little fancier, so right here is what we call a grappa glass. Now, don't be like me and be dumb and fill it way up here. No, just fill up the little bowl here, and that is a great nosing and tasting glass. I got like a pack of 6 for like 30 bucks on Amazon, and they're pretty good quality. And again, I like the style of this. It's really cool. If you know someone that likes their glassware, look into the grappa glass. It looks really nice. This one right here is called a single malt glass. I wouldn't call this a good tasting glass. This would be a good sipping glass. But also, I got this for my birthday like 6 years ago. It is great quality. I enjoy this glass a lot. And then, if you have somebody that likes to host tastings with their buddies, or just needs a couple of smaller glasses, you get some mini Glencairns here. You can get a whole pack of these things for not a lot of money, and they are great for tastings. I'm gonna have to host some tastings in the future, and I'm gonna get a bunch of these, so that would be a great gift. I think for these specifically, it's going to be a person that really, really enjoys whiskey a lot and has a bunch of tastings a lot. Also, with that, if you want to do some blind tastings, these are awesome. So I have a pack of 6 of these, and they are great. You've seen a bunch of my videos that I've done with blind tastings, and I could not do that without these. Now, these I don't think are actual real glass, so some of the noses with the whiskeys I've done have been a little different in these glasses, but in general, it is a great way to do blind tastings. Otherwise, you gotta have somebody number them for you, have a key, and you gotta figure out, oh, was I right or wrong? So I like this a lot. And then also, I have been doing a lot of these lately. I've been doing a bunch of samples, and I've been sending people samples, getting samples. You get a bunch of these sample glasses, again, for not a lot of money on Amazon, and it's a great way to share your whiskey with other people and to just expand your experience. The more you taste, the more you share, the more you try, you just expand that palate and you really find what you like. So if you think someone needs to branch out more of their whiskey experiences, these sample things would be perfect. And if you want to be awesome and fill them up for them, that'd be even better, wouldn't it? There's obviously a lot more glasses than these. I just got a little smaller sample size here. And obviously with the mini Glencairn, there's the full-size Glencairn, like this guy, just glass. And that is, I think, just the most standard tasting glass there is. Okay, next up, in the same vein as accessories, I think this qualifies, a whiskey nosing kit. Now this is gonna go towards more of the whiskey nerds like myself and people that really, really are trying to better themselves with tasting and nosing whiskeys. So what a nosing kit does is it gets a bunch of different flavors. Depending on how much you want to spend on the kit, you can spend a ton of money. We'll give you between 10 to 30 some flavors in bottles that you can try and compare to when you're smelling whiskey, and then have sort of a key. So you can finally pinpoint what you're smelling instead of doing this whole guessing game sometimes. So I think it's a great way to test yourself and even learn and just expand the vocabulary of flavors. There's a ton of flavors out there other than caramel, brown sugar, all that stuff. There's a ton of nuances, and getting a kit like this is really going to help. And actually, I'm probably gonna get one this year. I think it'll be fun. It'll definitely help me expand on other flavors and also test myself and just keep it sharp. Now, the one on screen here, it looks like it's gonna be about $80 some USD. That's probably the minimum you're gonna find right now. You can spend upwards of $300. I do not know how worth it the extra ones are, but I do think having 12 flavors for around 80 bucks for the super serious whiskey enthusiasts would be worth it for a gift. And last but not least, let's just say you don't want to go and find the bottle on the shelf. Let's leave it up to random chance. Well, you can sign somebody up for a Whiskey of the Month plan. Now, the best one that I know about is probably Flaviar. They have a bunch of good options, and you can also skip some months, which I think is very good. But I'll put some info up on the screen there. I've used their advent calendar before, and I will say the quality and packaging and everything else to do with it is just really top notch. It's way better than the one I used to use called Mash and Grape. So if you want to get that special someone some random whiskeys that they might not have had before and do it on a monthly basis, look at the Flaviar Whiskey Club. I think there's also one with Caskers. I haven't had any experience with them, so I cannot say to the quality of that experience. Well, there you go. 2 weeks till Christmas. You got some whiskey options, some glasswares, some whiskey nosing accessories, and then some Whiskey of the Month subscriptions. There are a ton of other things you can get, but I think right now what I've laid out is probably one of the most affordable and all-inclusive options, because it's kind of hard to shop for that whiskey person because you don't know what they've had, what they want, or what they might not like. So I think with the whiskeys, you got a wide range of flavors here. Whiskey of the Month, that's not your problem. And then the glassware, everybody needs another glass, right? But anyway, leave a comment down below. Did I miss a good gift for that whiskey person? I'm curious because I need some more ideas for myself and other people in my life. But as always, like the video, give it a like, not subscribed yet, make sure you do. One of the best ways to support me. Join button right there. Click it if you want to. Don't worry about it. If not, oh ho. See you next time, and cheers.